Buongiorno friends, and welcome to this, your guide to the most haunted, horrifying and downright hellish places on earth. In this series we take you through some of the spookiest tales and urban legends from towns and cities across the world, and today we're going to be taking our first trip overseas and looking at 5 of the creepiest capers in the City of Masks, Venice, Italy. Number 1. The Island of Poveglia. Located between Venice and Lido in the Venetian lagoon lies Poveglia, an island which has been named the most haunted place in the world numerous times. In the 18th century, the island was used to quarantine people with infectious diseases, and it's said by locals that half of the island's soil is now made up of the remains of plague victims who died there. Between 1922 and 1968, the island housed a hospital for the old and infirm. The hospital director was famously sadistic, and rumoured to have performed horrific experiments on the ailing patients. The devilish doctor allegedly performed crude lobotomies with hammers and chisels and would often kill the patients in the process. The locals believe the island to be cursed by the tortured souls who once lived there, while the hospital director is said to have killed himself after being driven mad by the ghosts of his victims. In 2014, brave Italian businessman Luigi Brugnaro purchased the island with plans to redevelop it, but as of today, the island remains undeveloped and off limits to the public. Number 2. Murano. Murano is a pretty island just off Fondamente Nuove in Paris. Fucking Paris! Murano is a pretty island just off Fondamente Nuove in Venice. The island is famous for its centuries-old reputation for fine glassware and something else. Having the bones of a dragon in one of its churches. Namely, Murano's Church of Santa Maria and San Donato has in its possession what's reported to be the bones of a dragon hung behind the church's altar. The skeleton is said to be that of the dragon which was slain by the hand of San Donato himself. Whether or not San Donato really was the Dovahkiin remains to be seen, but it's certainly worth a trip there to see for yourself. Just don't try and, shout it off the walls or anything. What's that? Number 3. Palazzo Dario. Perhaps the world's most potent traditional haunted house, the Palazzo Dario has been dubbed the house that kills, as nearly every person who has owned the building has met with an untimely and unnatural death. It all started with the daughter of Giovanni Dario, the local official who built the palace on the Grand Canal in the 15th century. She took her own life, and since then there have been over 10 dramatic deaths associated with the palace, most recently in 2002. The curse even put Woody Allen off buying the place, but the less said about that, the better. Number 4. The Serpent of Punta della Dogana. Punta della Dogana is the triangular edge which cuts between the Grand Canal and the Giudecca Canal and points straight into the basin of St. Mark. It's one of the most photographed spots in Venice, as just further up from it is the rather photogenic body of the Santa Maria della Salute church. Now, it may be hard to believe, but allegedly in the depths of the water just off the tip of Punta della Dogana lives a large serpent, something not unlike Nessie. Several fishermen have sworn to have seen the serpent appear out of dark waters on moonless nights. One witness even claimed to see the serpent swallowing a whole seagull. Now, it may be quite a leap from seagull to sailor, but if you're anything like me, i.e. shit scared of swimming in open water, you'll avoid taking a dip in Punta della Dogana on moonless nights, just in case. Number 5. The Boneless Bell Ringer. It's said that there was once a Venetian man of massive size and strength, who was the bell ringer at the San Marco Campanile, the huge bell tower on St. Mark's Square. A Venetian scientist offered a large sum of money to the bell ringer in exchange for his skeleton for posthumous study. The bell ringer accepted the advance payment and used it to drink himself into an early grave. In death, the bell ringer bitterly regretted the deal, and it's said that to this day he haunts the Brasana court next to the Basilica of San Giovanni and Paolo in Venice. There he begs the passers-by for alms, trying to collect as much money as possible in order to buy his skeleton back. Ironically, the skeleton now sits in Venice's Natural History Museum, and it's easy to see that he was in fact a giant fella. Another version of the story states that the skeleton actually leaves the museum at night in order to ring the 12 bells at the San Marco Campanile. Well, that wraps up this look at 5 of the weirdest wonders in beautiful Venice, Italy. If you've enjoyed learning about some of the eccentric, otherworldly characters carousing the canals, why not give us a like? Or if you prefer your streets paved with, pavement, give us a dislike. Let us know in the comments what part of the world you want to see covered next. Subscribe for more spooky content in the future, and follow us on Twitter @SpatulaTwisted to get in touch about anything you like. And as always, stai al sicuro là fuori.